This is the Zerazetti 120 bass accordion. The problem with this is that we've got multiple sticking notes. There's about 8 or 10 notes all sticking. There's 1 or 2 lifted up slightly as well, and they're sticking. Now when you get multiple, more than 1 or 2 sticky notes, you know, if you've got 8, 9, 10 sticky notes or even more, it's there's one or two reasons which can cause this. It's either that the accordion's been left in a damp atmosphere and the wood is swollen, because all these notes going through them is a rod, a spindle if you like, and it starts from here and it goes right up the keyboard, and they access on that actual spindle rod. And sometimes you can cure that by giving it a little twist. You can dry the accordion out by leaving it in a normal room temperature, 17, 18, 19 degrees. Leave it there for a few days, and the wood should then shrink again, because if it's been left damp, the wood swells and it will stick. The other thing is, which may be even more disastrous, is if the accordion's been dropped, especially if it's been dropped on the keyboard side there, and then the whole wood is broken inside, the glue's broken away, the keyboard has shifted slightly, and they can all be sticking. And that's nasty. So let's have a look. This rod is held in here. There's a little plate that covers it up under the screw. Not the same on all accordions. Some accordions it's different. So take that off and you'll see the edge of the rod. If you can get hold of that and give it a twist, but don't do that first of all. What we'll do now is see why they're sticking. We'll take off the grill and have a look. You need quite a thin blade screwdriver to get into these little screws at the end. Sometimes they're a knurled thumb screw, which is easy to undo. But on some of them it's a screw. And there's one of these at the top here, so take that off as well. This 120 bass accordion, it's got 3 couplers on. So one of these couplers has got the 4 dots on. Now that doesn't mean to say it's a 4 voice. As soon as you see this accordion, you can see it's a well-made accordion. These pads and rods, we can go along this individually. You can see it hasn't been messed with. It's in like original condition. Yeah, it's. I think we're going to leave this before we go any further. I'm going to leave it for a few days, and we'll come back in a few days and see if they're still sticking. Well, I left the accordion for several days, and the sticky notes have almost disappeared. So this accordion, I think, was most certainly left in damp. A lot of people, they put them in a dark room somewhere, and it might be in the cellar or something like that, or in a damp part. We've got sticky notes here though, and we'll have to have a look at these here. That one's protruding up a bit. Now you can get a special tool for doing this. What you mustn't do is try pushing the note down and then pushing that, because that can cause damage. It's alright if you don't care about the accordion, you can try that, but you get a special tool which has got a tube-like attachment on there, adjustment on there. So we'll do that now. Well, what we've done with this accordion, we've been along all the notes. We found there was about 5 sticky notes. Some of the pads weren't seated properly, so the tools what you use, as I say, they're like a special bending tool which doesn't put stress on the keys, and you're able to bend this down and get them seated properly. But the main reason so by gripping the rod at the end here, the spindle, with pointed out pliers or whatever you can grip it with tightly. If you grip the little spindle rod at the end, because we've had all these sticky notes on here, and just give it a gentle tap don't get bash in it, and you may find that will cure the sticking notes. I think this is left in a damp atmosphere. We've got creaky, throaty sounding reeds, so we're going to look inside. Now the way we take it apart is to keep it under control, keep your bellows straps closed, and these studs here, you can get a special tool which is like a snake tongue tool which fits underneath, and it's bent so that it'll lift them straight out. I haven't got one at the moment, so what I'm going to do is we'll just use these pliers and put these underneath here. And they've come out quite easily. I mean, this accordion is around, well, it's about 45 years old, I think. Yeah, it must be 45 years old, this accordion. So they don't come out with any difficulty. Watch the length of these, because sometimes they are slightly different, and it's better to put the same one in the same hole when you replace it, because someone may have put an oversized one in, and because of wear and tear on the hole. But be careful not to damage the accordion. If this was tight to come out, I would certainly put a bit of packing underneath these so they don't mark the celluloid on the accordion. This one's a bit tight, huh? Not too bad though. But these are the same at the front as they are at the back of the accordion, and they're coming out quite fairly easily. And now we can split the accordion. Take it off here. Try not to damage the gasket. This is the first time off. This is not. I haven't had this off before. Now we can have a look at the accordion inside here. So we're looking inside the accordion now, and the reed blocks, you can see there's two reed blocks here, and if we go along the reeds, the levers, you can see there's none of them curled up. They're good quality and they're in good condition. So looks like we don't have to worry about levers on these. The reeds themselves are steel reeds. They're fairly decent. Doesn't seem to be any rust on them. There's one or two have got some blemishes on them though. Nothing too bad. So we're going to check all the reeds now. One or two of these reeds have got a bit of rust on them. Just pushing them in gently to make sure that they're not stuck in the reed block. This one here is a bit stuck, so that is too close. It might be just dirt on it. Just need to free it up. Don't scratch the reeds, otherwise we'll send them out of tune, of tone. Let's free it up a bit. So we'll go along and do the rest, and there's no signs of any sort of dampness inside the reed chambers, the blocks inside the bellows. No woodworm. Very often found woodworm. And the seal around the outside, don't mess with that. otherwise you'll get an air leak and then you'll need a new seal. Anyway, we're going to continue checking all these reeds and looking for dust and just seeing how much rust is actually on the reeds, and deciding if we're going to have it all the reeds tuned, and we'll give it a try. So I've closed it up and I've put the bellows strips across, and now I'm just going to push all these back in place around the accordion. There's 6 of them, 3 at the front and 3 at the back. So we'll try out this quick repair now, and we had all those sticky notes before. I think the eye needs a bit more attention. But we couldn't do that before. So I think for now, it's goodbye from Accordion Cafe. Thanks for watching. And there we are. Bye bye for now.